If your Android phone looks completely dead, won't turn on, is stuck on the logo forever, or keeps rebooting in a loop, don't panic. Most bricked phones aren't actually bricked. They're usually soft bricked, which means the software is confused, not the hardware destroyed. And soft bricks are fixable at home more often than people think. Before we do anything, quick safety and reality check. If the phone got wet, smells burnt, is swelling, gets unusually hot, or the screen is cracked and you hear rattling, stop and get it checked. Also, if this is not your phone or you don't know the lock screen credentials, don't proceed. A lot of repair steps will trigger security locks, and factory resets will erase data. And I'm going to say this clearly. Some steps can wipe everything. So if your goal is saving photos, we'll try the least destructive options first. Alright, step 1 is the easiest, and it fixes an absurd number of dead phones. Power and patience. When a battery is completely drained, some phones won't show anything for several minutes. Plug the phone into a wall charger, not a laptop, with a known good cable. If you have a fast charger from the original brand, even better. Leave it for at least 15 minutes. Not 1 minute, not 3, 15. Now, while it's charging, feel the phone. Slight warmth is normal. Hot is not. If it gets hot, unplug it. Now, after 15 minutes, do a forced restart. This is different from a normal power press. Hold power for at least 20 seconds. If nothing, hold power and volume down together for 20 seconds. Some phones want power plus volume up. The idea is to force the device to cut power to the system and reboot. If the screen flickers, vibrates, or shows a logo, that's progress. If you see a battery icon with a red sliver, keep charging. If you see nothing at all, switch the cable and the charging brick. Cables fail constantly, especially the free-in-the-box ones after a year of bending. Try a different outlet. Try cleaning the charging port gently, and I mean gently. Turn the phone off if it can be turned off. Use a wooden toothpick or a soft plastic pick, not metal, and lightly remove lint. Pocket lint can pack in there like concrete, and the cable never actually seats. Okay, step 2. Identify what kind of brick you have, because the fix depends on it. If your phone shows signs of life, like a logo, vibration, charging symbol, or it's detected by a computer, that's usually a soft brick. If it shows absolutely nothing, no vibration, no charging indicator, never detected by a computer, that could be a hard brick, a dead battery, a failed port, or a hardware issue. We'll still try software steps, but you should be mentally prepared for the possibility of repair. Now, let's handle the most common case, bootloop or stuck on the logo. First, remove external triggers. If you have a case with a magnet, take it off. If you have anything plugged in, unplug it. If the phone has a micro SD card, remove it. If it has a SIM card, remove it temporarily. I've seen corrupted SD cards trap phones in a boot loop. Removing it is a free test. Now we try safe mode. Safe mode boots Android with third-party apps disabled. If a bad update or a sketchy launcher is killing your phone, safe mode can save you. How do you get into safe mode? On many phones, you press and hold the power button until the power menu appears, then press and hold power off until it says safe mode. But if you can't reach the menu because you're stuck at the logo, you can try this. When the phone starts booting and you see the logo, hold volume down and keep holding it until it finishes booting. If it works, you'll see safe mode on the screen somewhere. If you get into safe mode, your mission is simple. Uninstall the most recent apps you installed, especially anything that touches the system, like launchers, battery optimizers, cleaners, VPNs with weird permissions, screen overlays, or RAM booster apps. Then restart normally. If safe mode won't load, we go to recovery mode. And this is the big one. Recovery mode is a separate environment for maintenance. The exact button combo varies, but here are the common ones. With the phone powered off, hold power and volume up together. If that doesn't work, try power and volume down. For some Samsungs with a Bixby button, it's power plus volume up plus Bixby. For some newer Samsungs without Bixby, you sometimes need the phone connected to a computer via USB while holding the buttons. Yes, it's weird. Try it. If you land on a screen that says something like no command, don't leave. On many devices, you press power and then tap volume up once to reveal the recovery menu. Once you're in recovery mode, do the least destructive option first. Wipe cache partition, if it exists. Not every phone has it anymore, but if you see it, use the volume keys to highlight it and the power button to select. Wiping cache does not usually delete your personal data. It clears temporary system files that can cause boot issues after updates. After wiping cache, choose Reboot System Now. If it boots, you win. If it still boot loops, come back to recovery and look for Repair Apps or mount system options depending on the brand. Some recoveries have run graphics test or update from ADB. If you don't know what it does, skip it. We're keeping this safe. Now the hard truth step, factory reset. In recovery, it might say wipe data factory reset. This will erase your apps, settings, and on modern Android, it effectively wipes the user data partition, which means photos and files stored on the phone are typically gone unless they were backed up to the cloud or stored on an SD card you removed. If you absolutely need data and you have no backup, stop here and consider a professional data recovery attempt, because after a reset, your ads get worse, not better. If you're okay with losing data and you just want the phone usable again, do the factory reset from recovery, then reboot. Now, if recovery won't open at all or factory reset doesn't fix it, we go one level deeper, bootloader tools. You might hear people say fast boot. Fast boot is a mode used to flash firmware or issue commands from a computer, common on many Android devices. To try it, power off, then hold power and volume down. On many phones, that brings up the bootloader or fast boot screen. If you can reach fast boot, that's great news because it means the phone isn't dead. From here, you can often reboot, boot into recovery, or on some devices, boot into a special safe mode. Now here's the responsible approach. If you're not comfortable flashing firmware, don't wing it. Flashing the wrong firmware can make the situation worse. But I'll explain the concept so you know your options. If your phone is a Google Pixel, the official fix is factory images from Google and flashing via fast boot, or using the official Android flash tool, which can reinstall stock firmware. If your phone is Samsung, the usual route is download mode and flashing official firmware with Odin on a Windows PC. If your phone is Xiaomi, there's fast boot flashing, sometimes with Mi Flash, but bootloader locks can complicate it. OnePlus, Motorola, and others have their own official firmware packages. The key word is official. Use official firmware for your exact model number and region. Close enough is how people turn a soft brick into a real disaster. Let's do a few brand-specific unbrick entry modes, because this is where most people get stuck. Samsung. If you can't get recovery, try download mode. Power off, hold volume down and volume up together, then plug in the USB cable to a computer. If it works, you'll see a warning screen and you can continue into download mode. If you reach download mode, your phone can usually be restored with the correct firmware, Pixels and many others. Power off, hold volume down, and press power. You should see the bootloader screen. From there, you can choose recovery mode. Some devices have an EDL mode, emergency download mode, used for deep recovery on certain Qualcomm devices. That can require specialized tools, authorized accounts, or service centers, and it's not something I recommend trying casually because it can become a security and warranty mess quickly. If you suspect you're in that territory, a reputable repair shop is usually the fastest route. Now, let's talk about the it turns on but it's stuck at the logo forever situation after an Android update. That's often caused by corrupted system cache, incompatible app data, or a failed update. That's why cache wipe and then factory reset are the typical ladder. Another very common viral brick is after you run out of storage. If your phone had like 50 megabytes free and then tried to update apps, it can bootloop. If you can get into recovery and there's an option for mount and file manager, or if you can boot into safe mode, deleting a few huge files can solve it. But many stock recoveries don't let you browse files. In that case, safe mode is your best shot. Now, what if the phone shows nothing, but it's detected on a computer? Plug it into a computer and listen. Do you hear the USB connect sound on Windows? Does it appear in Device Manager? On a Mac, does it show up in System Information under USB? If yes, the phone is alive. It might be in a crash state, bootloader mode, or recovery mode with a blank screen. Try different button combos while connected. Try holding power for 30 seconds to force a reboot while plugged in. If it is not detected at all, try a different cable and a different computer. If still nothing, you may have a dead battery, broken port, or board level issue. This is where repair shops earn their money. Now, I want to give you a simple decision tree that you can literally repeat out loud. If it charges and shows a logo, do forced restart, then safe mode, then recovery mode and wipe cache, then factory reset. If it won't boot but you can reach recovery, wipe cache first, then reset. If you can reach fast boot or download mode, the device is recoverable with firmware flashing, but you must use the exact correct firmware. If there are 0 signs of life, focus on charging, cable, port cleaning, and then accept that it might be hardware. Now, a quick note on bricked after rooting or flashing. If you were messing with boot images, custom recovery, custom ROMs, or modules, the fix is usually to flash back the stock boot image or the full stock firmware. The challenge is that bootloader locks and verified boot can stop you from booting at all. So if you don't already know what bootloader unlock means on your device, that's a sign you should not keep pushing buttons randomly. At that point, find the exact model number, find the official restore path, and follow one trusted guide carefully, not 10 half guides stitched together. And here's the most important mindset tip. Do one change at a time and test. Don't do 5 things and then wonder which one broke it. Final warnings before you go. After repeated boot loops, the phone can heat up. Heat kills batteries and can damage boards. If it's hot, stop and let it cool. Don't keep hammering power for an hour. Also, if you do manage to boot, immediately back up what matters. Photos, messages, authenticator apps, notes. Because a phone that boot looped once can do it again. If you want, tell me the brand and exact model, what it's doing right now, and the last thing that happened before it bricked, like an update, a drop, water, or a new app, and I'll give you the shortest, safest set of steps for that specific device.